Gemini, Sun, Moon, Rising, as well as Venus placements. I hope you're well. Thank you so much for being here. I'm Jen with Timeline Tarot, and this is your full moon in Scorpio reading. It is a collective general reading, so as the messages come through today, take what fits, leave what doesn't, because if it's not your message, it simply means that it is meant for someone else. And please check out your other placements, Sun, Moon, Rising, as well as Venus. If you're not sure what those placements are, in the description box of this video is a link where you can obtain your free birth chart. With all of that said now, let's begin. So I did this a little differently. 12 spiritual bags, one for each of the 12 zodiac signs. They have various cards and letters here in them. We're going to piece together a message here, Gemini, to give you an idea of the most transformational relationship in your life. Now, for some of you, that could be professional. For others of you, platonic. For some of you, it could be romantic. But we're going to see what was the catalyst for growth and change. Like, how is that relationship supposed to transform you? So let's see what we have here. Your oracle card is card number 46, Peacock Spirit, Let It Shine. Your stone here is the Joy Stone. You have 3 tea leaf cards. We have Success, we have Vine, Seek Out Information that will help you, and then you have Fan, Romance, Celebration, Party. Your other 3 cards here are Education, Trust, and Awakening. You know what I noticed? Yours, I did Aries and Taurus, and they had 3 additional cards, and yours does not. So I'm going to take that as a sign, Gemini. Anyway, let's see what we have here for you in terms of the charms. Every bag did have a piece of selenite in it, as well as a glass evil eye stone to protect you, your message, and of course this individual's energy as well, since we're tapping into their energy. So interesting how you don't have those 3 cards. So maybe there's like a missing piece. Maybe some of you don't understand why this person was in your life or why they're currently in your life. So let's see where we go with the message. So for the letters, these could be your initials, this person's initials. They don't make or break the reading. So if they don't resonate for you, don't be upset by that at all. We have T, X. Maybe for some of you, it is an actual X, like ex-boyfriend, ex-boss, ex-girlfriend, ex-spouse. T, X, G, C, S, H, P, N, K, W, and then your charms. We have a bottle opener here. We have balloons. Oh, look at that. Like a phoenix rising from the ashes. Okay, never saw that one before. We have a bunny rabbit with a pearl. Well, if you are a Gemini sun sign and you're born in June, I'm pretty sure that pearl is your stone. We have a crown. We have lips. We have a sun. Actually, this looks more like a sunflower with a smiley face in the center. And then we have an angel here on a crescent moon. All right, let's see where we go with this message. So your most transformational relationship. How did it change you? Or how is it meant to change you? Or be a catalyst for growth and change? For Gemini, Sun, Moon, Rising, as well as Venus placements. How did the most transformational relationship in Gemini's life, how is it meant to transform or change them? One more shuffle here. Thank you. First card out we have is the 4 of Wands. If you're wondering why I didn't take the other one that came out, it's because it was face down. The 4 of Wands fell out face up. Four of Wands, 6 of Wands, and the Ace of Pentacles. You also have the Hanged Man. You have the 3 of Cups. And you have the 2 of Pentacles. You have the 8 of Pentacles. You have the 2 of Cups. And you have the King of Swords. Bottom of the deck, we have the Fool card. Okay. So it's with that Fool card energy, and obviously we're going to clarify, it's possible for you, this person is either no longer in your life, or if they are still in your life, you're a completely different person, because, you know, what precedes that Fool card would be the World card. So something here ended. Either your connection with the person ended, or how you showed up in the world ended as a result of that connection. Let's clarify. We're using the After Tarot deck. If you're not familiar with this deck, the images are different. It does alter the meaning of the card as well. And we'll go through that as necessary for your reading today. So we are clarifying the Four of Wands, the Six of Wands, the Ace of Pentacles, the Hanged Man, the Three of Cups, the Two of Pentacles, the Eight of Pentacles, the Two of Cups, and the King of Swords here for the Gemini collective. Let's get one more shuffle. Thank you. The Four of Wands is clarified by the Queen of Swords. The Six of Wands is clarified by the Five of Cups. Yeah, this is either entirely new connection now, like you're entering new connection, professional, platonic, or romantic, or you're entering this existing in the current connection as a completely different Gemini. You're going to have to take it how it resonates to you. The Ace of Pentacles is clarified by the Eight of Swords. The Hanged Man is clarified by the Seven of Pentacles. The Three of Cups is clarified by the Ace of Swords. The Two of Pentacles is clarified by the Seven of Swords. So yeah, there's something here. There's that Fool card again. There's something like, I'm not going to make that mistake again. Two of Cups is clarified by Temperance, and the King of Swords is clarified by the Six of Wands. At the bottom of the deck, we have the Wheel of Fortune. So it almost doesn't matter, to be honest with you, who this person is, professional, platonic, romantic. Are they not in your life? Are they still in your life? It's while you were with them, what was the point of them being in your life? And there was something here in regards to house, home, structure, security, that Queen of Swords to the Four of Wands. It's almost like, and I'm going to clarify, but I get the feeling here like this person taught you what the Four of Wands really is to you. Because I think prior to this connection, you had a different image of structure, stability, whether, again, career and finance or love and romance. So with that Queen of Swords, it's like you're seeing it clearly. You're seeing connection differently. You understand now what success in connection really should look like. This person freed you from something. That Ace of Pentacles, it's almost like whatever role they were in your life, it's almost like they've been a gift to you. Again, because you're seeing the Four of Wands differently. Marriage, partnerships, commitment, structure, home. What does home feel like, right? If you grew up in a toxic or dysfunctional home environment, and then you meet someone later on in life as an adult and they feel like home, well, that Four of Wands is not really a very healthy Four of Wands, is it? Because they're making you feel like you felt as a child, you know what I mean, in that dysfunctional home. So I'm just using that as an example. So with the Queen of Swords, for good or for bad, this person taught you what the Four of Wands really is, like the healthy version of the Four of Wands. And same thing if we're looking at this with work. It's possible that you had one job or a string of jobs where you had a distorted view of what a successful professional career or job or boss should be. And again, this person's role was to teach you what a successful job really should be like, what a healthy job environment should really be like. Four of Wands is clarified by the Eight of Swords, and that's what you were freed from. So you had some type of way of thinking, if you will, of this is what structure and stability is supposed to look like. Tower. Boy, did they blow that up for you. And the Page of Wands. And then it's almost like you had to start from scratch. Bottom of the deck, Page of Cups. Again, another start from scratch. I feel this person blew up your perception, which was an unhealthy perception of structure, stability, home life, marriage, like I said, work environment. Clarify that Queen of Swords. Clarify the Queen of Swords. One more shuffle. Thank you. And if you're new here, welcome. I don't read body parts, so that's you, whether you're masculine or feminine, okay? Queen of Swords, Nine of Wands. This person made you see the patterns within yourself. Nine of Wands, the Emperor, and the Page of Swords. Bottom of the deck, the Death card. Wow. Talk about transformation, scorpionic energy right there. Yeah, I think this person possibly helped you heal a wound you had in terms of like the types of people you look up to, the types of relationships you aspired, the type of boss you should have. I don't know if this person was good, good or bad in terms of your personal experience with them. Like it could have been a tumultuous marriage, it could have been a narcissistic boss, but through your experience with them, I think what you gained was clarity and knowledge about your own pattern, always entering these types of connections that were actually based on like a false reality of what the Four of Wands really should be. Some type of distorted view here. This person changed for you. Six of Wands. Clarify that Six of Wands. I think you had a spiritual awakening in some respect, right? One more shuffle here. Thank you. The Six of Wands is clarified. The Emperor shows themselves again. I mean, this person was really impactful in your life. The Moon, and then we have the Ace Cups. Bottom of the deck, we have Nine of Pentacles. This person taught you independence, that you're strong, you can make your own money, you have more worth, Gemini. You don't have to stay at that company. So, I mean, it's possible for some of you, this was just a really crappy boss. And through that experience, you learned your worth and value. Like, oh my God, I'm staying at this job because I think it offers me structure and stability, but it really doesn't. It's not healthy at all. So for some of you, it was a mentor or a boss. And it taught you, really, if I'm going to love myself, I gotta know my worth and value. I have to find a better job here. I think this person blew up your, like I said, your distorted view of what structure and stability is. Tell me about that Five of Cups. Because in the After Tarot deck, the Five of Cups, this person is not looking at the Three Cups that are spilt over like we typically see. They're looking at a new connection, the Two of Cups. I feel like this person changed your perception of connections, why you enter them, why you exist in them. One more shuffle here. Thank you. Real educator here. I feel like this person was a teacher for you. This is clarified by the Knight of Cups, the Devil, and the King of Wands. Bottom of the deck, the Chariot. Yeah, there was some toxic pattern. I'm going to call it more of a distorted view that you had, Gemini. In the After Tarot deck, well, I should explain. In most of the tarot decks I have, the Devil depicts two people, sometimes one. I have a few decks where it only shows one person, but regardless of the amount of people on the card, the individual or individuals, they're either shackled to one another or shackled to the podium, and some cards even shackled to the devil or the podium that the devil presides over. But in the After Tarot deck, the person or people are freed. So there was something here about you entering connections, professional, platonic, or romantic, based on a false reality or a false belief of what those types of connections should be. And I think you now enter connections that, like you enter connections differently for healthier reasons. You're only desiring healthy connections in your life because this person helped you break some kind of pattern or belief within yourself. In regard to that Four of Wands. Ace of Pentacles to the Eight of Swords. I'm not going to clarify it because, again, I think you're doing connections differently. Whether they're professional, platonic, or romantic, it's like you've been freed from a mindset that kept you trapped. Hangman. Clarify the Hangman, this enlightenment here. One more shuffle. Thank you. The Hangman is clarified by the Ace of Swords, and everything I said is the truth. The Chariot and the Six of Cups. Bottom of the deck, Queen of Swords. There you are. This person helped you move on from that mindset. I don't want to waste your time and keep repeating the message, but you no longer look at love, romance, friendship, professional connections like you did prior to this person entering your life. Clarify that. Seven of Pentacles. One more shuffle. Thank you. Seven of Pentacles clarified by the World. Yeah, all the lessons have been completed. King of Cups and the Six of Cups, totally dumping out the past. Like even in the After Tarot deck, the King is dumping out the cup. And right after that, we have the Six of Cups. The World card for me, usually talks about completion and ending, graduation. It's Saturnian energy. It's like you completed a cycle. I often look at the World card like the 4 years of high school here in the United States. Like we have to attend 4 years of high school. And I was telling Taurus this, in my 52 years on the planet, or soon to be 52 years on this planet, I don't know anyone who willingly wants to go back and, attend high school all over again. So there's something here like this person taught you everything you needed to know up until this point, of course, when it comes to connections. So if you're wondering, why was this, bad boss in my life? Or why was this domineering person in my life? Or why was this lover in my life? Or even this friendship, for good or for bad? I don't have any indication just yet that the relationship itself was bad. I mean, it's possible, if this person is no longer in your life, that it was. But there's definitely something here that after this person, you don't look at connections the same way anymore. I mean, we have the Six of Cups, you here moving on from the past, and then we have the King of Cups dumping out the Six of Cups, walking away from the past in the After Tarot deck. So doing connections differently, valuing connections differently. I don't know, wasn't it in your reading in the last week or two that I was saying, like, and I shouldn't say some of you, some of us, because most of you know I'm a Gemini sun sign. There was something here about us having a Disney, no offense Disney, please don't demonetize me YouTube. There was something here about having that fairy tale image of what connection should be, romance should be like, you know, waiting for, if you're a female or identify as such, like waiting for the knight to come in on a white horse to rescue you. I think you had a kind of rose-colored perception of love. And I think when it came to even like career and finance, I think you always like approached jobs as like you were always like not the underdog, but like that you couldn't become the boss or you couldn't be the entrepreneur. Like you always had to work for someone else. So if this was a mentor even, or someone that you previously worked for, I think what you learned from them is that you are more than capable of being the supervisor, the manager, the entrepreneur, your own business owner. There's something here with changing the way you view yourself, changing the way you view connection, and the types of connections you're going to draw into your life in the future. Huge awakening when it comes to connections. Okay. Three of Cups to the Ace of Swords. Not going to get into that again because I feel that would be wasting your time. But now you see the clarity. This is what happy, healthy partnerships, professional, platonic, are supposed to be like. Two of Pentacles to the Seven of Swords. So now, as a result of this person in your life, now before you enter a connection, professional, platonic, or romantic, it's like you think twice. Because in the After Tarot deck, the Seven of Swords, the person does not want to step into the trap again. They're looking back at their past. They're moving forward cautiously. Two of Pentacles. I think you have a more measured approach of people. And it's not that you have a trust issue now. It's almost like trust but verify. It's like you measure everyone now who comes into your life, where maybe in the past you were very eager to, I'm going to date this person, I'm going to accept this job. You know what I mean? I'm going to, you know, I'm going to end up marrying this person. Oh, this is my best friend for life. You've only known them for 2 weeks. You know, I don't think you do that anymore. I don't think you look at connections the same way. And it's because I don't want to repeat that mistake from the past. Eight of Pentacles to the Fool card. Whether this person is in your life or not, Gemini, you are a completely different Gemini. Tell me about that Eight of Pentacles. One more shuffle. Thank you. Talk about Phoenix rising from the ashes. Eight of Pentacles clarified by the Knight of Wands, the Hermit, and the Seven of Swords. There you go. Right there. Eight of Pentacles is a card of mastery. So where maybe in the past, again, you were a little bit of a Knight of Wands when it comes to dating, accepting any job. Oh no, now you're wise. Now you're wise. Now, again, trust but verify. Right, with that Hermit to the Seven of Swords. So you're not accepting a job unless you get all of the details. You're not signing contracts unless you see the terms and conditions. You're not falling for that again. You're not quick to fall in love. You're not quick to rush down the altar. You know, you don't meet someone and 2 days later they're your best friend. You've mastered something here. The Fool. Clarify the Fool. I feel like the fog has lifted. I think the fog has lifted when it comes to connections. I think this person woke you up. One more shuffle here. Thank you. The Fool card is clarified by the Page of Wands. The Six of Swords, totally moving on from the past, how you did connections. And then the Three of Pentacles, bottom of the deck, the Hangman. Yeah, I almost feel like you only want people now. We're on the same team. We have the same vision. We have the same goal. There's no more conceding our power to someone else or romanticizing a romantic partner. Two of Cups. Now connections have to be balanced. They have to be rooted in reality. 1 foot in the water, 1 foot on land. Very evenly balanced. Even the Two of Cups. Look in the deck that I use for you, the Two of Cups. The people are at the same level. In some of the other tarot decks, or most of the other tarot decks, one person is higher than the other. But now it's like we're equal. So there's equal respect. There's equal love. There's equal reciprocity. That's what you're desiring. And it's like, I won't accept anything but less. And I think what you learned with that Let It Shine, those are the types of connections you really shine in. That's where you show up as the best version of you. The best lover, the best partner, the best boyfriend, the best girlfriend, the best employee, the best boss. That's how you shine, Gemini. That's joy to you now. Being in connections where we are balanced, where everything is equal, where we're treating one another with respect. Two of Cups, clarified by the Page of Swords, the Five of Wands, and the Four of Swords. Healed that wound. I told you, the fog. You came out of the fog. This person helped you get out of a fog when it came to connections. And I even noticed, we'll take those, they fell face up. I even noticed in your charms here, some of them are very kid-like. Like the pastel color balloons, the bunny rabbit with the little pink bow on it and the pearl at its feet. You know, the pink lips, the pink crown here. It's like a romanticized or Disney-like version of what connection should be like. And that changed. That phoenix rising from the ashes here. Boy, did that change. Temperance. Clarify temperance. Clarify temperance here for Gemini. One more shuffle. Thank you. Temperance is clarified by Five of Pentacles. There's that Knight of Wands again. And the Seven of Cups. I told you, getting out of the fog, leaving the Six of Cups in the past and grabbing the Ace of Cups, which we had here for you in that Ace of Cups. So doing connections differently, not putting up with jobs that don't pay us for our time, our talent, what we bring to the table, right? In the After Tarot deck, the individual's coming out from being out in the cold. They have a big old sack of pentacles. They now know their value and worth. No longer being that flighty nighty or dealing with people who are like that or who are inconsistent. Star. Nice healing energy here. And these cards fell out of the deck. The Two of Swords and the Ace of Wands. You are no longer undecided when it comes to new beginnings, new opportunities, new creative endeavors, new passionate romantic love partners. Clarify that King of Swords. We'll just leave these two off to the side. Let's clarify that King of Swords. So you now have success in your relationships. Success in your relationships. Romance, celebration, party. Again, it's just a different type of connection. Seek out information that will help you. I think that's what this person did. I'm also noticing on the vine card that the vines look like snakes. So I think that you were in connections that possibly people were deceptive to you or you put up with deceptive behavior. Now you've been educated. Now you trust but you verify. And you're no longer living in Disney World when it comes to romantic partnerships. You're moving from trusting the wrong people to trusting yourself and awakening within your power. One more shuffle. Thank you. King of Swords is clarified by the Four of Pentacles, the King of Wands, and the Death card. Goodbye. Goodbye, old Gemini. That Nine of Pentacles keeps showing up at the bottom of the deck like, oh, and look what we have right behind that. The Empress to the Sun card. Yeah, this is knowing your value and your worth. King of Pentacles to the Nine of Pentacles. Knowing your value, knowing your worth, knowing you're good on your own. You don't need to have 100 friends that are backstabbing you. You don't need to have 100 different lovers. I just need one. And I'm okay to wait for the one. That's what this reading is saying. I'm okay waiting for the right types of people to connect with. Because I don't want to go back and enter connections on some, some false concept or illusion of what relationships should be. Clarify that Six of Wands. One more shuffle here. Thank you. And the Six of Wands is clarified by the Moon, the Nine of Cups, and the Strength card. Bottom of the deck, Nine of Swords. There's something here because even in the After Tarot deck, the person's using the Ace of Swords, the clarity that they have. I'm pretty sure we saw the Ace of Swords in your reading. We have so many cards on the table. Yes, we did. Ace of Swords is right here. Wiping all the illusions. And typically I see 8, 9 of Swords. It's like doubts, fears, anxieties. But this is more like mental illusions. And now they have to be balanced, right? Now connections have to be Justice card balanced. Justice is Libra. Libra is the house of partnerships, contracts, marriage, relationships, whether they are professional, platonic, or romantic. This is you putting your own, your own happiness first. I feel like the old Gemini is dead in terms of connection. Wow. Okay. Let's get you a couple of cards for those of you where this person is no longer in your life. And then a couple of cards for those of you where this person is in your life. Big lessons here. This has been a fun set of readings that I have done for the first 3 zodiac signs. Curious to see how the other ones come out as well. Sorry about that, Gemini. It looks like the battery died on the camera. So let's draw a couple of cards for you, for those of you where this person is no longer in your life, where you're no longer in contact with them. So 3 cards for Gemini, please, where this individual is no longer in their life. One more shuffle here. Thank you. If they're no longer in your life, we have Ace of Swords, we have the Fool, and we have the Star card. Bottom of the deck, we have King of Swords. So this person was meant to bring you to I almost want to say like a higher vibration or a higher frequency of yourself, because for me, queens exist in the present because they process the past, and that's what that person, you showed up there initially as Queen of Swords, so that's what that person helped you to do, and then you ended the reading in the King of Swords, now seeing connections very clearly based upon your past experiences. So if this person is no longer in your life, Gemini, I think their whole intended purpose was to get you to see the truth about connections, to get you out of the fog, right? To give you some real clarity, to heal that, I almost want to say child wound or adolescent type of wounds you had when it came to connections. And for those of you where this person is still in your life as a boss, a mentor, a friend, a family member, maybe even a lover. Hello, baby, if you're watching. If this person is still in your life, one more shuffle here. Thank you. If this person is still in your life, King of Cups, look at that, High Priestess and Queen of Cups. What an emotional, like a vibrational match, an emotional match. Bottom of the deck, Queen of Swords, and that's how you started off. So if this is a romantic partnership, this is a spiritual union, if you will, a divine pair with that King to the Queen of Cups. If this is a mentor or again a boss or a friend, you're now, I hate to say this, but you're now on this person's level. Please don't be offended by that. It's just that I think you were showing up in page energy before, like you didn't really know what real commitment was, what a real professional partnership should be in terms of healthy, or a friendship. It's like now you are on this person's level and they are on yours. It's a very strong soul connection here, whether it is professional, platonic, or romantic. But if they're still in your life, it's like they took you from page to king or page to queen, something like that. And if it's a romantic partnership, this is a divine pair here. And if you've left this behind and you haven't met this yet, then this is what's on path for you, Gemini. Now that you have taken off the rose-colored glasses and you understand what healthy connections are really all about. So look at you stepping out of the fog and moving into quite the awakening here for you in terms of connections. That is what I have for you, Gemini. That is your full moon and Scorpio message. If you like those messages, they resonated with you, you want to claim all or part of them, please be sure to click like, share, comment, and subscribe. Hype the video if you're able to do that on your mobile device. And don't forget to check out your other placements. Until I read for you again, I'm wishing you light, love, and peace.